Thank you, Carolyn. 5:45 right now. This just in. It's official. New numbers from Statistics Canada this morning show our country was in a recession in the first half of 2015. Canada's second quarter GDP figures fell 0.5% on an annualized basis. That's somewhat less than original estimates of a 1% decline. But since it's the second consecutive quarter of contraction, it means that Canada is technically in a recession. However, experts say the positive impact of the low Canadian dollar will likely boost Canadian exports in the third quarter. Today's data will add fuel to the political debate over how to respond to the weakened economy as parties battle for support ahead of the October 19th election. A funeral is going to be held later today for a cameraman who was gunned down with a reporter on live television in Virginia last week. More than 1,000 people paid their respects yesterday during a viewing at Adam Ward's former high school. The family is requesting donations be made to 2 scholarships set up in Adam's name. His colleague, Allison Parker, the reporter, was also killed by a disgruntled former co-worker. She has a private memorial service as well. A celebration of her life is going to follow at a later date. The cooler, wet weather is providing some relief to fire crews, but there are still 169 wildfires burning across the province right now. Campfire bans have been lifted in Kamloops and the Southeast Fire Zone, but a ban remains in place for the western half of the Caribou. Yesterday, evacuation alerts for areas near the Rock Creek fire were lifted. That fire is now 90% contained. So far, $255 million has been spent fighting almost 1,800 wildfires this season.
We did see some of those heavy winds that were forecast and that were of concern to us, particularly, in and around Grand Forks with respect to that stick pin fire in the U.S. But the winds came with rain, came with cooler conditions, and for the most part kept those fires in check.
Now, despite the heavy rain, Metro Vancouver says it's not time to let up on water conservation. The region says the rain reduces demand for water and helps charge the reservoirs, which are about 55% full. But staff say it's still not enough to end the Stage 3 restrictions.
On what we're seeing so far from this rain event and what we're seeing in the forecast and a few other factors that we have, we're kind of expecting that Stage 3 will be in effect for at least the next few weeks through September, possibly into early October, but we'll see where that's at, but certainly for the next few weeks.
A $1,200 post-secondary education and training grant is now being offered by the province. The government says parents and families can go into almost any credit union in BC to sign up for a registered education savings plan at a participating branch. The province says it's also working to ensure low-income families and children in care are able to tap into this grant. In order to be eligible, children must have been born in 2007 or later. In most cases, families have 3 years to apply.
You don't need to actually do any matching funds. You don't need to contribute yourself. Go to the financial institution that you can work with that offers this program, open up an RESP, and they will help you do the application process to get the $1,200 from the provincial government to really help kickstart that savings for your children's future.
5:48 just ahead, your viral video roundup with Thor Diakow. A man brings new meaning to catfishing, and a couple of kids get into a very sticky situation. Those stories and more.